About a year and a half ago, my son was looking for temporary housing and going through some changes. And I was trying to help him look for reasonable rental. And it astonished me how little there was out there and how expensive stuff was. And I started thinking about that, trying to help him solve that issue. And I started thinking about the property I have, and kind of developed over time. And some evenings when you lay in bed and go, how do I fix this problem? And I said, I think we've got enough room to build a little building. I didn't know it was called an ADU back then, and started penciling it out, saying, talking with Roxanne, saying we would increase the value of our home if I built this, and I think I could build it for not a ton of money. And when Matthew's done with it, we could rent it out for not an unreasonable price. And given the nature of housing shortage, we thought this will be a contribution not only to us, but to the community. We need more affordable housing. And so that's kind of how it took place. Trying to decide what the ADU would look like and what its shape and size would be really first was dependent upon the space we had. So I got out our house plans and our lot plan and looked at the space, and considering setback regulations and whatnot, I said, well, I think I could build something this dimension by this dimension in this space. And then I got online and found some relatively inexpensive plans, I think on Etsy, and that weren't exactly right, but I paid $69 and got a set of plans that were close. And then I took those plans and then I had to alter them. So I did a bunch of drawings on my own based on those plans, but making the adjustments. Because my space was limited and trying to make the space as usable as possible, I latched onto the idea of having a loft, having a vaulted ceiling, and then a loft, which would give additional storage space and usage space and limited square footage. So I'm kind of happy with that. Otherwise, it's pretty much just a rectangle built in the space that I had to work with. And I wanted to make it fit with the architecture of the existing building and having the garage flush on both ends of the unit. Advice. It's not a quick process. There is a lot involved. The city has a great list of what it needs. You need this, you need these kind of plans, you need a foundation plan, you need a whole bunch of things to submit to the city. And I think that's a good place for a person to start, is by going to the city and requesting that list of things that need to be submitted to the city. Because after you have your idea, the next big step is getting your permits from the city. And they are rightfully pretty demanding of what information you give them. For example, I had no idea I would have to submit engineering, what's called engineering, which is calculations about wind shear and wall loads based on where we live. And so that was a little bit of a surprise to me.
Take a step toward investing in your property and building our community. Visit tinyurl.com/MonmouthADU to download our guide to building an ADU in Monmouth.